Criss Angel is one person who has the ability to scare the hell out of people. That's why he is considered one of the best, if not the best magician in the world. In spite of all the astounding magic he has done to date, people still find it tough to figure out his secrets. But not anymore. So, be it his famous beach trick or splitting a woman in two halves. Hello and welcome back, and today we're gonna unlock the top secrets behind Criss Angel's greatest magic tricks of all time. So, let's get started. At number 5, the beach trick. Criss Angel performed this trick on the beach with nothing around. He then asks a few girls to help him out with their blankets. Now, what he did was just mind-blowing. With the help of the two girls, he first spreads a blanket, flaps it, and waits for some time until suddenly someone appears under it. And if this wasn't enough, Criss then takes the second blanket, spreads it on the ground again until someone appears under it and then quickly runs away. Now, to everyone's surprise, he magically appears under that second blanket. So, how did he do it? Well, here's the secret. Now, most of you would think that there's a trap door in the sand, but since it's a Criss Angel trick, the secret is not that easy to figure out. There's gotta be something else to it. We also have to assume that the girls with the blankets are also in on this trick. Otherwise, who brings blankets to the beach? So here's how the trick was performed. At the start, you could see the beach water in the background, but as soon as the first blanket was spread, the camera was lowered to the ground that nothing happening behind the blanket could be seen. During all this, Criss's female assistant, who was hiding somewhere by the sea, runs toward him at his back and then quickly crawls under the blanket. Now, you must have got it. When she made her move, she was concealed by the blanket all this while. You must have even noticed that the video was fast-forwarded, which provided enough time for the assistant to reach there without getting caught by the camera. Now, coming to the trickier second part of his performance, how did Criss Angel appear under the blanket? Well, it's pretty obvious. The guy who ran away was not Criss, but another assistant who was hiding by the sea, similar to the girl in the first part, and he was dressed exactly like him. When Criss raises the second blanket, during this very moment, his look-alike assistant secretly takes his place, while Criss sneaks under the blanket, and this switch was not visible to the audience. After this switch took place, you could even see how his assistant never showed his face and was hiding his face from the camera and then quickly ran away without being noticed. Finally, her assistant girl and Criss Angel appears under the blanket, thus amazing us all. At number 4, the chain trick. For this trick, Criss Angel uses a solid chain. First, he asks a few people to check the authenticity of the chain. Now, to start off the trick, he takes back the chain and ties it well around his neck. He then asks two guys to simultaneously pull hard on both ends of the chain. But to everyone's shock, the chain seemed to magically pass through his neck. So, how did he do it? Well, before revealing the secret, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get instant notifications of our new video uploads. Now, let's get to the secret. It's a very easy trick to perform and can easily be learned by anyone, and there's no risk involved if you practice and perfect it well. To begin with, if you think that the chain was altered in any way, then you're wrong. It's a perfectly solid chain. The secret, however, lies in how you place the chain around your neck. Criss here managed to make everyone believe that he firmly tied that chain around his neck, and there's no way he could get out of it, and also seemed to be quite nervous. His long hair also supported his performance, as people found it difficult to see how exactly the knot was tied. And the secret here lies in how the loop of that chain was created, and it's called the false loop. This is how the magical loop is created. To make the trick look even more realistic, he acted as if the chain was tied tightly, and this created enough tension and nervousness around the audience. And those two guys were also instructed by Criss to pull the chain hard at once and not stop in between, as this would halt the authenticity of the trick. After the trick was finished, Criss again acted and pretended to be in pain, which added to the illusion that shocked the audience around. At number 3, splitting in half illusion. When it comes to cutting innocent women in half and creating a fearsome illusion, Criss Angel is the best. Now, this illusion by Criss Angel is not for the faint-hearted, and even more so for people who can't figure out this trick. Let's look at the trick first. Criss asks a lady and a guy to lie down on a park bench, and then he performs a similar trick on both of them. For the lady, he asks 2 other spectators to hold her arms and legs and pull her forcibly in their direction. When they do this, the woman's body seemingly splits into 2 parts as she screams in pure horror, thus shocking everyone around. So, how did he perform such a shocking illusion? Well, here's the secret. This trick was performed in less than 5 minutes, which was seen in the video footage broadcast to the TV audience. But the real recording took far longer, almost 4 to 5 hours long, which is evident if you observe the shadows around. Yes, if you look closely, here you can see the shadow from the tree does not cover the trash can, the woman, or any part of the sidewalk. But just 30 seconds later, the shadow can be seen covering all 3, i.e., the trash can, the woman, and the part of the sidewalk. This confirms that it was not a continuous shot, but took more than 3 to 4 hours to stage the performance. And in between that time, a lot of suspicious things happened. Let's try to decode it even further. There are not just 2 people, but in fact 4 people required for this trick. The initial lady and guy are actors and have 100% normal bodies. Plus, there are 2 torso doubles, 1 each for the lady and the guy. The word torso is used for people who have only a torso and no legs, which may be due to an injury or a condition. And of course, the actors and their torso doubles look similar. Now just see how the spectators run around in crazy ways once the body split happened. Now, who acts this way? Yes, they are all paid actors and are in on this trick. Since the same trick was performed on both the lady and the guy, let's reveal the trick performed on the lady, and you can apply the same for the guy as well. To start off, the lady walks over and lies on the bench. Notice how she stays lying down and never sits up. This is to allow a seamless camera cut to her body double. Now coming to the camera cut and the moment where the exchange happened, the lady was replaced off-screen with her torso double with mechanical legs placed on the bench. And this switch happened at exactly this camera cut, and the torso double was connected with the mechanical legs by some harness that Criss disconnects when he thumps her waist. This was done to make sure it looks as if Criss had split a single person and would look real to you. You can even notice the legs of that lady are thinner after the split, as Criss used mechanical legs, and the movement of those legs was controlled by one of his assistants. After the split, the torso lady screams and acts dramatically. Her face also doesn't get much screen time because she is not the original lady. Also, if we pause the video, you can see how different the torso guy looks compared to the original guy. That's why he needed sunglasses to cover it up. And for the last part of the trick where they were joined again, it all happened in between the camera cut, where the original guy and that lady exchanged the dress, which created the illusion as if their lower body has been wrongly attached. So, hope you got the explanation for this trick, and hats off to Criss Angel for making us believe in this crazy illusion. At number 2, walking through glass. Criss Angel once performed a trick where he somehow managed to pierce through a solid glass window and walk his way from inside to outside of the shop. But the fact is, it was all real. To start off, Criss called upon 2 people to hold up a large piece of paper to cover the window where he comes out of. He also ensures people around that the window is indeed solid and there is no hole in it. He then walks inside that shop and suddenly his hand comes sticking out through that large paper, thus ripping it off. He goes on to shock everyone and sticks his whole body through the window until he is out of the shop. and after removing that piece of paper, the window remained untouched. So, how did Criss manage to walk through a solid window? Well, here's the secret. The glass window is much larger than it appears on the front, and the window from where Criss walks out is custom built inside the wall frame. The mechanism consists of a tall glass. It has a solid section at the top and a cutout section at its bottom that is hidden by the window slab. And this whole mechanism is controlled by Criss's assistants, who are probably hiding inside the shop beneath the window slab. Now you must have got it. The window is built to slide up and down for the assistants to easily maneuver it. So, when Criss moves to the other side of the window, the assistants simply slide the glass up until the point that the cutout opening comes above the window slab. Criss would then poke out his hands and rip apart the paper, which on the other side seems as if the magician just puts his hand through the solid glass. Criss would then put his entire body through that cutout and magically appear on the other side of the shop. Finally, the glass is slid back down and the paper is removed to show that the glass remains intact, thus shocking the audience around. Coming to the spectators, they are just actors, and we will let you be the judge of the quality of their acting. So finally, the number one trick on our list, walking on water. In one of Criss Angel's most famous stunts, he was seen walking on water with quite ease and apparently nothing to support him. And while he was walking, you could even see one of the swimmers in the pool swimming directly under him. At one moment, he even lost his shoe, which fell directly in the water, indicating that there is nothing under the water. Well, how is this possible, you must be thinking? Now, the thing Criss walked on was probably some sort of clear glass known as plexiglass, and it was carefully mounted on the legs of plexiglass known as plexi tubes. Plexiglass, when submerged in water, is almost impossible to detect, and the correct camera angle also made the glass look totally invisible. The next thing to notice is that most of the people in the pool were paid actors who behaved as if nothing was there inside the pool. Coming to how his shoe fell in the water, how come it didn't touch the plexiglass? Well, that's a good question. But the fact that there's a small gap between each set of plexiglass laid in the pool, and that's exactly where Criss made his shoe to fall into one of the gaps. So this whole setup, combined with the right camera angle, created the illusion as if he is indeed walking on water. So guys, hope you got some of the secrets behind some of Criss Angel's greatest magic tricks. Which trick did you like the most? And name any other Criss Angel trick you would want us to reveal. Do like and share this video with your friends on social media. For more such amazing things, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And finally, thanks for watching.